Shalom, I'm Rabbi Susan Leider, and I'd like to talk with you today about Tikkun Olam, repair of the world, that is a major core value of life here at Congregation Kol Shofar. The mystics teach us that before the world was created, there was in its place a beautiful vessel. God had a dilemma. In order for there to be room for the world to be created, God had to shatter the vessel. With this shattering, a world was created, but it was a broken world, and God has encouraged us to repair it. The mystics describe one idea of Tikkun Olam, the repair of the world. But this concept is millennia old, orally transmitted by our ancestors well before it was recorded in written literature. A form of these words is found in the Mishnah, the first collection of rabbinic literature compiled around the year 200 of the Common Era. Now, one would think that when the rabbis discuss this concept, that they might tackle it the way many of us think about it now, on a grand scale. The world is a shattered place, and we must pick up the shards and put it back together. Make sure there are no hungry people in the world, that there is peace, and that humanity has its basic needs met. Tikkun Olam on a dramatic scale is often how we picture the effort to repair the world. But the rabbis in the Mishnah had a smaller scale vision of Tikkun Olam. They exhort us to return lost objects, to ensure the status of the widow and the orphan. They tell us that if we must divorce a spouse, there's a way to do it that ensures Tikkun Olam. For the rabbis, Tikkun Olam is less about the repair of the world than it is about ensuring that the world can function and continue on a human level. How does this dichotomy play out in our lives? Are we often overwhelmed by the task at hand? Do we allow ourselves to become overcome by the idea that we bear the obligation to pick up all the shards and create a whole world? As we move through our day, buffeted by news of disaster and tragedy from far and wide, we can forget about picking up the shards one at a time. We can overlook the simplicity of what the rabbis were teaching us. Tikkun Olam means keeping the world going in a peaceful, thoughtful, and yes, an often legal or logistical way. What are we doing on a daily basis to make it possible for our neighbor, our co-worker, and our family to be in harmony with the world? From a warm greeting, to observing the law, to offering to help someone in need to cross the street, we can make a difference. Mipnei Tikkun Olam, because of Tikkun Olam.